Hello, anybody who's listening.
What's up, peeps? It's Jeremy.
And Brianna, and welcome back to Adulting Sucks.
Yes. So, of what we have, we'll get right to it.
The question of the day is, why was childhood better than adulthood? And note, we have nothing that we want to change because otherwise Jude wouldn't be in our lives.
Yes.
And our marriage wouldn't be a thing, but
we're going to give
why
reasons.
wasn't it better?
Yeah, because, over childhood and adult life, you do the verses, in ways you can do the comparisons, but nothing beats childhood.
No.
All right, with the first one, the childhood, you didn't have any bills or financial problems. That's
very true.
That's definitely a fact, because with financial stuff, with a kid, you wouldn't have to worry about that, because you were ineligible to work anyways, and
you were underage.
Yeah, and history-wise, they did do certain things, that kids were younger, and, they would be technically slaving away with jobs, but in our type of life, we didn't have to deal with that when we were younger kids, in elementary school or preschool, all the way up to middle school until we hit high school. But, yeah, financial problems
Was not a thing.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, and versus...
You also didn't need a job to survive.
Yes.
You didn't need to pay for food or LG&E bills or gas or your car payments or anything like that. You didn't even pay rent. It wasn't an issue.
No.
So you didn't need a job to pay and survive through all of your stuff and struggles.
Yes, with all of these things that we're saying, this was between me and Brianna.
These are personal opinions. These are not anything
in
else.
some ways, there could be 12-year-olds that are supporting their family,
True.
or 14-year-olds that are trying to do the best to support their family.
To those kids and families, right on. Keep doing what you're doing. Just be safe and be careful. That's all.
Yes. So, but yeah, with jobs when you're a kid, and everything, all you do is just play. When you're an adult, of course, you'll have kids one day, but, you still got to work around playing with your kids, because, that's pretty much the only kid-free time you'll be able to have, as you get older, because you're not getting any younger.
No.
So.
And trust me, getting old is quick. It creeps up on you really fast, even when you don't really think about it.
Yeah. The last thing with... before you turn into an adult, you finish high school, it flies by.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they might love high school, but in ways, some people might hate high school.
I hated high school.
Yeah, we didn't really like high school.
I know a lot of people in my family could vouch that I did not like it.
No.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Some people do. Some people thrive in it. But I'm no, thank you.
Yep.
I would also say, you didn't have to be carefree. You could be carefree when you were a kid. And bless you. And then you can also, when you were an adult, you can just be lazy, But also, when you were a kid, you could be so carefree that you wouldn't come off lazy. There you go.
Yeah.
And then as an adult, you would just be lazy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to lay on the couch all day. Kids could do that and not be let's go outside for a little bit and then come back and lay on the floor.
Yeah, in ways with kids.
Doing that now would be what are you doing? You're wasting your day.
Saying during the summer, say when the parents are out for work, the kid's old enough to stay home alone, they're pretty much just either vibing, just at home, or they're playing outside.
Watching a movie.
You can eat whatever when you're home alone, if you're old enough. So,
I can constantly vouch. I laid on the floor a lot when I was home alone.
Oh, yeah.
I would just, lay and either read a book, as cheesy as it sounds, or I would just watch a movie and just literally just be bored and lay on the floor, take a nap.
Yeah,
just waste time until I got home.
It's the whole shebang with what you can do as... the result is endless with what you can do as a kid. With certain things of how I feel, you could have limitations. So, with a thing, childhood life could be really great. It could be...
It was. I can vouch.
Yeah. But, with being an adult, you still make the rules in the situation. With you being a parent, and a child still has to follow those rules, I mean, yeah, like, being an adult, like, you can let your child have a lot of fun.
Did you have a rule when you were staying home alone? Because I wasn't allowed to leave the house at all if my parents were out.
No, as long as I was in the area.
Door, so, like, no one would know I was, bless you, wasn't home alone.
Like, I was just able to be in the area as long as I didn't.
Oh, I wasn't allowed to leave the house at all. I was cooped up in the house, but I'm a homebody. I didn't care. But at the time, I wanted to go out. But sometimes when I got older, like I was like the end of high school, like a senior or a junior, I was allowed to go to the pool and everything and leave the house. But I still had to tell them where I was going. Like, hey, I'm at the house. Oh, hey, I'm at the pool. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as long as, like, we were able to tell our parents, like, where we're at, like, as long as we get home at a certain time, it's no big deal. But, I mean, with being an adult, like, I mean, with all of, like, what you got a lot more things to do when you're an adult versus when you're a child, so.
So you didn't have a rule?
No, I had a rule. Like, I couldn't stay out too late.
Oh. Did you have to tell them where you were?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes.
Like, timestamp it? Oh, I'm here, and then I'm moving over there.
When I was in middle school, I could pretty much just
middle school
have fun.
You were home alone during middle school?
Yeah.
I don't remember when I started being home alone. I think it was an accident. Not an accident, like they left me. But like, they were like, oh, well, we're just going across the street, you know. So they were just like, I was like, can I just stay here? But.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think I was in middle school age, though.
No, I mean.
I think I was like at least a freshman in high school.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a phone either, but, like, I mean, I was always in the area.
Yeah.
So, and I was usually good about being home at a certain time.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I also think as a kid, you didn't have to support anybody, which was kind of nice. I love supporting my daughter and you and everything, but I also, when I was a kid, I envied that. I didn't look forward to not supporting anybody. Like, I have to support myself. I have to buy clothes, buy shoes, buy groceries. Like, having to buy all these things and support somebody and, like, make sure that they're taken care of at all times is a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean.
Heck, taking care of yourself is a lot of work. So, when you were a kid, someone took care of you.
As a kid, yeah, like, you had less to do on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I mean, you didn't have as many things to, like, worry about. You have less worry when you're a kid. That's a true fact.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I would honestly don't really think about the, like, situations when supporting somebody. I would probably just overall think about, oh, well, someone had to take care of me when I was sick or when I broke my foot. Like, someone was always doing that for me. As an adult, you have to do it yourself. You always have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta drive myself to the hospital, or I have to call my own 911 and have somebody come over and help me, or I have to take care of my sick, and, like, no one's gonna bring me soup, you know, unless you got some really nice people in your life. But
in a way, you gotta treat yourself like nobody's gonna come and save you.
Yeah.
Like, as you're an adult,
even if you know someone is there, you still have to treat yourself like, I got this by myself.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, like, you always get that support with your family.
Yeah. You know what I miss the most as a kid? That you got to take naps in school. Like, you got to take naps.
Naps were always nice.
And it was part of the curriculum. That makes it, like, amazing that it was part of the curriculum that you got to take naps during either daycare or preschool or kindergarten. I don't know when it stopped, honestly. I don't remember. But, like, having to take naps, and that was part of it. Like, you ate lunch or afternoon snack, and then you would take a nap for, like, an hour or 2 hours, and then you would wake up and play again.
Yeah.
You went to school to play and learn and sleep. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
So
I mean.
I was up too late, I had to go to the bathroom, or I just didn't want to fall asleep, I was giving my parents trouble, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, I get to take a nap tomorrow morning. Never mind, you know.
Yep, I mean.
You were sweating fine.
And, like, with what my experience was, like, I still saw, like, people around my age that would still be constantly tired. Because I mean, usually
I'm exhausted right now.
yeah. I mean, I'm tired, but like I mean, as like a kid, like some kids I guess maybe might have a bedtime, but like as you got older, like it kind of
You can make your own bedtime when you're an older. When
Yeah.
you're an adult, you can make your own bedtime.
like when you're 16. I mean, I played video games probably till like 2 in the morning. So
I can't do that only because one, I'm still a very big insomniac, so I'm up all night. So that would not have cut it when I had to go to school. Like my body would just shut down in the middle of like science. I was like biology, and I'm like out, like clunk.
in a way, like both versus like being an adult or a child, like I mean, in ways you probably only get your best full sleep when you're a baby,
Yeah.
and then like as you get a little older, it kind of gets like
it goes
you
away
just
really quickly and fast.
you feel like you're sleeping, but like you wake up and then all of a sudden you're just like, well, crap, I'm tired again.
You're also, when you're a kid, you're blessed with a crap load of energy.
Yep.
So then you can just run and run and run and run and be completely crazy. Like, oh, I had school for 8 hours, and I can go to soccer practice for another 3 hours, and then I can play a game that Saturday, go home and play even more. And your parents, obviously adults, are like, how do you have so much energy? You haven't had any candy, not even like chocolate milk today. Like, you're just full of it. Just constantly running and running and running like you should be a track star, but it's not.
I don't know where the energy comes from. I mean,
It's too many.
yeah, like when you're a kid, you love candy, and we still love candy.
I love
But like,
candy.
candy tires me out now. Like if I eat too much.
That's true. I'll eat like maybe half of like the Halloween bowl that we get for trick-or-treaters, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, can we take a nap now? I'm tired. I think it's because like the sugar levels disappear. Then that's just my personal opinion. There might be more science about it. If someone's
Maybe as a
listening and they're a
kid,
scientist,
their
give us
their bodies are tinier, so like it takes less for them to consume, but they're still
But it's
loaded
pure
with.
sugar, though.
It just gives them energy.
I don't know, but at least they don't like pop and creak when they walk, because I constantly pop and creak. Like I am like I feel I'm only 24, but my body is like at least 69,
Yeah. No, like,
maybe 82.
I pop all the time. Like I mean, it's
Like my toes can pop on command. Like that's how bad it is.
there's been a
Or you
total
get up
stretch.
off the couch and you're like, my knees started popping. I'm like, geez, I'm only 24, and my body's like, not good, solid, not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there was a stretch where I would total out like each time I walked, pop, 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 and I kind of like up to 18 times at least.
And you're only like, what, 18 years old? I'm like, adulthood.
Right.
Dang it.
I mean, as a child, like I feel like I mean, maybe everybody can be different, but like as long as you take really good care of your body, that's always a good thing. But it's never too late.
Yeah.
You can always help yourself and live a better life.
Very true. But I don't know. Okay, Jeremy, would you really think adulthood is better than childhood, or childhood's better than adulthood?
I would say childhood. I
Why?
mean, like being an adult, like you could still lay back and have a drink, and like when you're a kid, you're not able to because the legal limit is 21, and we're gonna keep it that way. Because
Safety first.
yes, and with kids, they don't. We're gonna teach our kid about moderation, but a lot of people may not know about moderation.
Yeah.
So like you gotta limit yourself with certain things. But overall, like I mean, I would say childhood can favor adulthood because I mean the bills stack up when you're an adult versus a child. But as a conclusion, thanks for listening to our podcast today.
Also, just a reminder that we are doing the behind-the-scenes / Vlogmas on the channel linked down below. So please still subscribe, and also subscribe to our channel that you're watching this on and listening to this now. And then we will also see you guys next Sunday.
See you next Sunday, guys. Have a good one.